everyone, welcome to another Sol Plays Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. So we are going to be continuing off where we left off. Where was I last time? Monstro, I believe I was at. Oh yeah, right, I forgot. I tried to beat the, fucking Phil Cup or whatever it was, the Pegasus Cup, and I couldn't fucking do it, so... We're gonna move on and do that later. Hello, hello? How am I? I need a bit of a quick pick-me-up because I am a bit sleepy, so that is why I am going to drink this caffeinated beverage, so I will no longer be sleepy. Hi guys. Wait, stop. Stop, I don't want to be... Ugh. Fuck. You know, no, lots of people haven't played Kingdom Hearts. It's not a game for everyone, for sure. Like, you gotta be the right kind of person to like Kingdom Hearts. I'd say if you're an anime fan, that's a good start. Or if you're interested in anime, that's a good place to start, but you know, it's not mandatory or anything. I just find that most people who like anime like Kingdom Hearts. So, yeah. I would have liked Jack's romance story if it wasn't spoiled to me. Okay, well, as a rule, I'm not very fond of romance in general. I mean, it's not like it makes me seethe with anger whenever it happens, but if romance doesn't happen, it's not like I'll be upset or anything. But, yeah, the problem with Jack's romance, in Samurai Jack, is that it was totally spoiled to me because, you know, of course, the Tumbleristas and the shippers and the SJWs and shit were all freaking out because Jack was in a heteronormative relationship or some shit like that, or whatever, heterosexual, whatever you want to call it. And that pissed some people off. Although later I learned that most people were just pissed off about the rushed nature of it, which, okay, I get that, I understand that. That I would agree with. But, yeah, it's just, you know, I don't think I would mind it if it wasn't rushed. But it's not like I was begging for it. I don't care if Jack or, Jack, let's try that again. Yeah, Jack. I don't care if Jack has a relationship. In fact, I would have thought it would be better if he didn't have a relationship, but I didn't cack my pants in anger over it. It's fine, you know? What other games would I compare the gameplay to? I don't know, Kingdom Hearts is sort of in a league of its own. It's kind of like, well, I mean, it's got hack and slash gameplay, but it's not, like, super fast. So, I wouldn't say it's on, like, DMC, or, sorry, Devil May Cry level, or Bayonetta or anything like that, but it's, you know, it's sort of like a slower version of that. And you're not graded on anything, which is nice. I like that. I hate it when games grade you on your performance. Makes me feel like I'm doing a shit job. When, I mean, I probably am doing a shit job, but I don't want to be reminded of that all the time. Especially if it's my first time playing the game. You know, there are some games that will actually turn me away from playing them because of the grade scale that they have, and it's like, I'm playing it for the first fucking time. Do you think maybe you could give me a break or something? Really bugs me.
And now, allow me to introduce
It's the world of bad Nightmare Before Christmas imitations. I mean, they're doing their best, but it's not believable at all. So what would a cartoon couple that I'd like be? I like Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter.
Those ghosts will be a big hit at this year's Halloween.
Thank you. But their movement still needs work. It's not scary enough. I want to strike bone-chilling terror. I'm going to consult
Because
the
doctors are
doctor.
fucking terrifying.
Then I'll go attend to the
I
decorations.
know that voice. And what is that? Is that me? No, it's not me. It's just hearing a high-pitched noise. You're welcome for using your Dan versus comment. I was just looking for Dan versus comments. No, let's save that for later, is what I was trying to say. What do I like about Diana and Mr. Peanut Butter? I wouldn't say that it's like, oh my god, they're so cute together, or anything like that, but I like that their relationship is realistic. Forgive the pun, but I like that it's not all puppy-loving, disgusting, schmaltzy garbage. They actually have conflict and,
Nonsense. My devices are
you know,
always
they have
perfect.
conflict and they don't agree on everything. They're not
I've
perfect,
got
which
it.
is, I appreciate
Why,
that.
of course.
And also Mr. Peanut Butter is so
Heartless need
cute.
a heart.
Like,
Doctor,
Just
do you
his
think
doggy
we can put a
nature
heart
is
to
very
that
cute.
device?
Certainly. A heart's not all that complicated. Let's get to work.
To make a heart, first take a container with a lock.
That just happens to be beating and clipping through the model.
We need the key to this thing
Wait.
first.
That's Jess Harnell doing a weird voice. That was Jess Harnell, wasn't it?
My, that was amazing. And you are...
Sora,
Well done, Sora. I'd like you to be a part of this year's Halloween.
what's this Heartless doing here?
Oh, the Heartless came to town just recently. What's frustrating
There's
is
a
I
high-pitched
can't get
noise
them
in the
to
room.
dance
What
with
is
me.
that?
So, the doctor and I are trying to improve the guidance system. He's quite a genius. Okay, doctor, let's continue. The ingredients for a heart.
But it already has a pulse.
Pulse. Emotion.
Terror.
Fear. Hope and despair. Mix them all together, and we have a heart.
The most emo fucking art in the world. There's a difference between something being bad and something being disappointing. So, if something didn't live up to your expectations, it's not bad necessarily, it's just... it's disappointing. Shibashita! Sorry, I've just been watching Hoshino Kabi and now I'm thinking of
Maybe
Japanese.
we're missing some ingredients. Let's try adding
That is Jess Harnell. Why did I never notice that before?
Sally? Sally! Good for nothing girl. Don't know why I bothered creating her. Sally's got the memory we need. See
Now I
if you
feel
can
stupid
track
for
her
not realizing
down.
that.
No problem. Sora, would you like to come along?
Have I
Sure.
ever heard of the Lion Guard? Yeah, of course. Oops. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. Oops. I keep pressing the middle button when I'm trying to, you know, access the menu. Jeez, can't talk. See, I'm really bad with high-pitched noises. If it's, like, at the right frequency, it can give me a seizure. That has only ever happened once, though. I've had precisely 2 seizures in my entire life. One was because of visuals. It was actually when I was playing DMC, the rebooted Devil May Cry game, and I was doing that boss where it was like a whole bunch of Fox News visuals fighting against that right-wing pundit sort of guy. Ugh.
Jack! Jack! We have
And,
a major crisis! The Heartless are completely out of control! We can't stop them!
Maybe our experiment triggered something. Everything will be fine, Mayor. You have nothing to worry about.
Anyway, yeah. I actually no. Okay, so I don't have epilepsy, but yeah, I was playing DMC and fighting that boss, and all of a sudden, like, the lights were off, it was like 3 in the morning, I was really overtired, and I just wanted to beat that level. I've been playing it for like 2.5 hours, and I was sick to death of it, because I'm not very good at DMC. But, so I was playing, and all of a sudden, I was on the floor, like, just face down on the floor, and I have no memory as to how I got on the floor. The fuck? Hey! Okay, now the game just had a seizure. What? What the fuck just happened? Okay, anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, I just all of a sudden was on the floor, like, just, I don't know what happened, and then I got up, and my bed was about 3 feet away from the chair I was sitting in at the time, and I took one step towards my bed, and my head is like, ugh. And I took one step towards the bed, and I just fell onto the bed, like I couldn't hold my own weight up, and it was just, oh my god. And then I woke up the next morning, and I had like this pounding headache, and oh god, I felt so awful, and then I told my mom about it. She's like, I think you had a seizure. And I was like, oh. So when I beat the boss the next time, oh, because when I whatever I did on the floor, when I got up, I noticed that of course I died during the boss because I had stopped fighting him and he just killed me. So, yeah, my mom said I probably had a seizure. So when I beat the boss the next time, I kept the lights on and I sat further away from the screen and, you know, just, it was okay the next time. But the second time I had a seizure was when I was driving, and I felt the game froze again, and I don't know what it was, but this like super high-pitched noise happened, and when I hear high-pitched noises, it makes the back of my, like between my shoulder blades hurt, and it like basically paralyzes me, and I have to like cover at least one of my ears. But this time it was so bad that it actually like it made me like start shaking, and it was awful. I didn't black out or anything like I did the first time, but yeah, like I couldn't stand up or I couldn't think. I just had to keep my ears shut, and it was awful. So, as far to my knowledge, those are the only 2 seizures I've ever had. It was really bad. The first one was worse. From what I remember, it was worse. But no, there's something in the room that's causing it might be my computer that's causing the high-pitched noise. Okay, let's try this again. I've never seen the PS4 just wig out like that before. Thought it was supposed to be like a cutting-edge console where nothing bad ever happens. Do I plan on reviewing Blind Guard or DuckTales this week? I don't know. I mean, I don't plan on it, but then again, I didn't plan on a lot of stuff happening, so things are not going according to plan right now. But, yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously they're up for consideration because they're animated, but that doesn't mean I'll get to them soon. It really depends. I have stuff scheduled for at least the rest of this year. I don't know how well I'm going to stick to that schedule, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do my best. Dude, I don't respond to begging. Am I tired of people comparing me to Nostalgia Critic? I actually think it's flattering, for the most part. I mean, I would prefer it if people understood that I have my own identity, but I can understand why people compare me to him, so it doesn't frustrate me or anything. I mean, obviously, I'm not a semi-middle-aged bald man, but, you know, in terms of video style, we're similar. I won't lie, we are similar. But I like it because I consider Nostalgia Critic to be, or at least have been at one point, very high quality, you know, a very high quality production, so I take it as a compliment. I know a lot of people don't think he's funny anymore. I disagree to a certain extent, but, you know, I choose to take it as a compliment. Actually, yes, it is your fault you're a beggar. Who else's fault would it be?
Zero, have you seen Sally anywhere?
Is something wrong, Jack?
No, everything's going great. We're going to have the best Halloween ever. All we need now is your memory.
Memory?
I wonder why it's still intact. It
This?
got set on fire in the movie.
Jack, I have a bad feeling.
What happened to my
about this.
goggles?
Why don't you
Oh,
try
just a
something
sec.
else? There's still time.
Nothing could beat what I've got planned. Once we give the Heartless a heart, they'll dance just as I envision it. Trust me, you're going to love it.
Okay, so my goggles. Alright, so a lot of people have asked me, why don't you wear your goggles or your gloves anymore? The truth is, the absolute truth is, I don't know where my gloves are. They're somewhere in here, but I can't remember where I put them. So, once I find them, I'm sure I will put them back on. But, until I find them, I won't be able to put them back on. And the goggles, unfortunately, they are really prone to breaking. Those ones, so... And the only shop that sells them was the shop in Vancouver, so it was like an hour drive to get there. And... So, my last pair broke. That's also Jess Harnell.
Yeah, I sure did. A heart.
And that's Kat Susie.
Gosh, you really are stupid.
Anyway,
Isn't it obvious?
yeah, so my last pair broke, and the shop's like an hour away, so I did go to the shop a while ago to get a new pair, but the problem is they do not sell that type of goggle anymore. The type they sell is it's the same sort of goggle, but unfortunately the middle doesn't bend properly, so they're really uncomfortable to wear. So, I can't wear them anymore. So that's why I don't wear goggles. But once I find my gloves, I mean, I do still have the goggles, but I don't want to wear them. They hurt to wear. So once I find the gloves, I'll start wearing them again.
That bonehead Jack is really making a heart. I'll be jiggered. That works for me. Ooh, when I get my hands on that, well, I've got no hands.
Yeah,
but I'm still
it's
gonna have that
big
heart
goggle is really controlling the goggle industry. What was I doing? Yeah, I checked Amazon, but I didn't find anything that was similar to it. Those goggles were perfect, but the middle of them were just so prone to breakage. Over the course of the show, I went through about 6 pairs of goggles. I'm not even joking. So, yeah, like, they just suck. In terms of construction, they suck, but for style, they were great. Man, I am the most unstylish piece of shit you'll ever meet. But, man, did I love those goggles. I'm just sad that I can't get them anymore. They had no brand either, so I don't know what to look for them, like, what name to look for them under.
Heal.
Oh my god, second wind. If that's what I think it is, then that's great. How do I feel about cocky characters? Well, ones like Sonic are really annoying, but I think it's all... with any type of character, it all just depends on how you handle it. If you just ride that one personality trait until the end of the road and never try to evolve them in any meaningful way, then it doesn't matter who it is, it's always annoying. But, just the same way, if you experiment and, you know, make them multifaceted, then any type of character, regardless of who they are, can be interesting. You just have to not be fucking lazy. And you have to take the time to develop your characters into something meaningful. Because, have you ever met a single person who's just one thing? People are more than one thing, so characters need to be more than one thing. That's why I fucking hate Sonic so much. He's literally just one thing. I guess you could think of it this way. What type of book would you want to read? A book that's 500 pages long and every single page is the same thing, or a book that's 100 pages long and every page is a different thing? Which one do you think's more interesting?
Come on.
Hmm? 3? God damn it. Hello, hello. Yeah, well, like I said in the Generator Rex review, when comparing Ben Tennyson to Rex, it was no contest because Rex matured over time. He changed. He was cocky at the start, but then he actually had things to give a shit about and care about people other than himself, and that's called situational character maturation. You can learn a thing or two from that, you fuckheads. That's still one of my favorite moments. Yeah, so it's like that. You don't want a character to be the same thing for all eternity. That's boring. That's why I resent long-running shows that do nothing interesting with their characters, like The Simpsons. I mean, every so often you get maybe a little something from Homer or whatever, but it's like, Bart has been doing the same thing forever, and Lisa's been doing the same thing forever, and so is Marge, and it's just like, shut up. If you have nothing interesting to say, don't say it. Still, I will always say that there's no story that's not worth hearing, but it's gotta be a story that isn't being told for 29 years with no deviation.
Come on.
God, you suck, Donald.
Thunder. Come on.
Well, you know, people, they ask me to, a lot of people ask me advice or, you know, how I feel about certain things, and it's like, well, this is all I can tell you, man. But just because I'm saying it doesn't mean it's right. That's just how I feel. You know, if I was right all the time, things would be different, for sure. But I'm just some guy with a loud mouth and maybe a bit some ideas or whatever.
This should help.
I watched Elements and
Come on.
that's all I can say about it. Really just It didn't do or say anything interesting in my eyes. Honestly, I was gonna do a follow-up on Adventure Time season whatever, but I genuinely forgot. It was like with Steven Universe, with, you know, with it constantly going on hiatus all the time. I keep forgetting that the show exists. I don't give a shit about Sonic Mania. It looks neat, but I don't care about Sonic, so... It's a spooky skeleton! Spooky skeleton! I didn't see the first one. The camera was pointing towards him. Stakes was more interesting because it was their first attempt at doing that, which is neat. But I just wish there was, other than story itself, I wish there was some sort of consequence. It's like, ooh, Marceline doesn't want to be a vampire, so she's not a vampire, but now she's a vampire again. It's like, just... You ever heard that saying, either shit or get off the pot? Well, Adventure Time really needs to learn from that. It needs to shit. Not to be shit, it needs to shit. It's been on the pot for so fucking long that it really just needs to take a shit and move on with its life. It's a spooky ghost! Well, in a sense, every person who makes a character is based on themselves a little bit. And if it's not one character, then lots of times people divide their personal feelings up into multiple characters. So, yes, it is okay to make a character based on yourself, but you have to know when to stop doing it. You know, you can't go into Mary Sue or Gary Stu territory. You gotta be careful with it.
There you go. This time it's sure to work.
Thoughts on the meaning of life? Well, not to get super existential or anything like that, but I personally don't believe there is any meaning to life other than the meaning that we, you know, other than the meaning that we give it. So, like, the meaning to my life is my aspirations of making movies and making a legacy for myself based on memories that will last far longer than my actual body will. But somebody else's meaning of life could be to have a family, to find somebody to love, or something like that. So I don't think there is one specific meaning to life. I think it's just the meaning that you ascribe to it is what you should, it's the meaning that you give it. You know, like the way certain objects and memories and sounds, they all have certain things that are attached to them that give them meaning to you and nobody else. Just in that same way, life is like that. It's like you and I could look at the exact same thing and see two totally different things. Like, I could look at a picture of, I don't know, Link or something like that from The Legend of Zelda, and I could remember all the great things that I've ever had happen to me because of The Legend of Zelda. I could remember the Symphony of the Goddesses. I could remember how it helped me through my teenage years. Well, somebody else could look at it and be like, who's this long-eared, blonde fag in a dress? You know, that sort of thing. So, life is just the accumulation of memory and the significance that we give it. And that, to me, I think that's fine. I don't think there needs to be anything more than that. Stop.
We lost them.
If the meaning of life is potatoes, I would not mind that, because potatoes are fucking great. They're like 50% of my diet. It's true. true. I mean, you can do so many things with potatoes. It's a very versatile food. I haven't actually watched a full episode of The Amazing World of Gumball or whatever, but I like the visual style a lot. But I have no thoughts on the characters or anything because I haven't actually watched a full episode yet. Do I record the streams? Yeah, I do. They go up on my channel afterwards. And, aw, Sensei, I did not even notice you there. You blend in with the blankets. You're so fucking cute. Can I marry a potato? Maybe in certain parts of Ireland, I don't know. It's funny because I don't consider my live streams to be particularly high class content or anything. I kind of just put the game there and then I talk for a bit and that's pretty much it. But if you like it, that's fine. That's what I strive for, is to have you guys like it. Oh, baby. I remember fighting Sora's shadow or whatever in Neverland, and yes, it's annoying actually because it never goes away until you fight it for the final time, and it just keeps hounding you, and it's really annoying actually. So I hate that these enemies take huge chunks of your life away. It's kind of annoying. Everything's annoying. Life is just so annoying, you know? What the? Buddy? Oh, we stopped. Okay, I gotcha. I thought he was, like, crucified on the coffin. He looked like he was doing the pose and everything. Who does that Heartless think he is? Jesus Christ. How do I feel about YouTube's new layout? Well, I changed it back to the old layout, so obviously I'm not particularly fond of it. You know what I don't like? Is that they increased the text size. Whoa. Whoops. That is, yeah.
Stop. Defense.
Oh, fuck.
This should help.
Shit. Why you gotta be like that, game?
Win.
trying to remember how you get over there. How do you get over there? You can change it back. If you, in the new one, I think if you go to like options, oh yeah, that's right, you can change back to the old layout, which is nice. I'm sure they'll take that option away eventually, but for now it's nice to have.
Come on! Thunder! Come on!
So wait, you're saying that Mario's adventures don't have variety? I would say that certain aspects of it are definitely repetitive, like Nintendo just suckling on its nostalgia teat for the last 10 years, but I would say that Mario games have variety, or at least they try to. I mean, what do you do in Sonic games? You run around, you go fast. What do you do in Mario games? Well, you solve puzzles, you jump around, you collect things. Do it in certain ways. I mean, there's a difference between being repetitive and having a style. Like, would you call Pablo Picasso repetitive because he kept doing the same styles? I mean, I know he had different styles over time, I'm just saying. Like, he went through periods. Not in a menstrual sort of way. Obviously, because he was a man. But I'm just saying. Like, would you criticize a rap artist for just doing rap music all the time? That's just their style, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, I am starting to get a little bit frustrated with the way Nintendo is constantly just... Everything they do now is just like, remember this from 20 years ago? It's nice that they reuse musical themes and everything and remix them, but goddamn, like, they have seriously been riding their nostalgia train for way too long, and I really hope they don't do that with Super Mario Odyssey, which I could have swore was coming out this month, but I guess not. That would be too much to ask for a Nintendo game to not be delayed. For any game to be delayed, now that I think about it. Like, anytime you hear a game being announced with a release date, expect to not get that game until at least 5 months after the release date. Because, just like me, nobody can release anything on time anymore. It's just too much to ask for a major company to make good on their date promises. Just go away, please.
Thunder! Come on! Heal! Come
Whoa, I'm getting some lag on my end. Is everyone else good? Am I dropping frames here? Dropping frames on your ass? Maybe it's just my internet's being slow. I have noticed it's being weird lately. Oh, because my roommates are fucking with it.
Come on.
You just want a new F-Zero game? Fair enough. I mean, there hasn't really been one, what, like 15 years? There wasn't- no, there wasn't. The last one was GX on the GameCube, wasn't it? I don't think there were any other ones. You know what new game I want in a franchise, other than Kingdom Hearts and Alan Wake? Is WarioWare, but not a do-it-yourself or a dumb Wario Game & Watch one. I mean a real, legit, touched or twisted or even smooth moves, like anything like that. Just something WarioWare related, because it was one of the only Nintendo series that had some fucking humor. Just like Paper Mario, until it became just another goddamn Mario game when Nintendo got their grubby hooks into it and made the games in-house instead of outsourcing it to Intelligent Systems, who was run, you know, that was run by people and not robots. That's when the Paper Mario games were awesome, and then Nintendo's like, nah, we just want to do it all ourselves, and of course they just completely blanded it up, like, just made it so bland. I really, really resent the blanding up of the Paper Mario games, and I would love to see another WarioWare game. Like, everyone's forgotten about WarioWare because Nintendo just doesn't want to make them anymore. I can't imagine why. Like, what's wrong with WarioWare? Sure, it's probably not the hottest selling game in their lineup of IPs, but come on. It's fucking WarioWare. It's got some personality at least. I mean, if there's one legit thing you could criticize the Mario games for, it's a lack of personality. Or, you know what they could make that would be a great idea that I've been saying for ages now? Paper Luigi! I mean, they literally already have the story 100% figured out, so why is nobody making Paper Luigi? Luigi could actually talk, and he could tell an interesting story because Luigi has the potential to be an interesting character. He has flaws, he's not just like, he's not a finger puppet. Like, what is Nintendo's problem with Luigi? Why are they so afraid of making interesting characters? It's like with every time they make an interesting character, it's not Nintendo, they outsourced it to another company. Like, Samus is an interesting character, oh, but it was outsourced to Retro Studios. Luigi's an interesting character, oh, but it was outsourced to, wait, what? I had like half health left. It was outsourced to Intelligent Systems. Like, Nintendo, you know, bless them, they make good games, but they are so bad with characters. Yeah, it's like they totally gave up on Wario. Why are they not making Wario stuff anymore? What's wrong with Wario? It seemed like they were going for a big Wario push with Brawl. Like with Brawl and smooth moves, it seemed like they wanted to bring Wario into the limelight, and then they just sort of gave up on it. Making dinky, stupid little games like a fucking Game & Wario game. Which I'm not saying is a bad game necessarily, it's just, it's not the same. It has none of the charm of the WarioWare games. Just none of them. I mean, those games were obsessed with noses. What other game series could you say, oh yeah, it's that game series that's all about noses?
Come on!
You know what I think the problem with Nintendo is? Despite my love for Nintendo, I think the issue is that for so long they were touted as, like, the gods of gaming, that they started to think it themselves, that they were like, we are the gods of gaming and we must behave as such. And so, gods don't like to be challenged, and gods don't have flaws. So Nintendo, in their desire to be seen as, like, the ultimate messiah of gaming, they will not give any of their characters flaws or challenges or anything even resembling a genuine character trait. And that, I think that's kind of their downfall. I mean, I'm not saying I know better than Nintendo, I'm just saying that's how I feel. God, it's just clusterfucking shitty bad guys to fuck. I didn't say gods aren't creative. I literally didn't even say the word creative at all. I said they don't like to be challenged, and they don't like to have flaws. I mean, literally one of the definitions of a god is someone without flaws. You know, if you're omnipotent, then you don't have any flaws. Exactly, that was one of the huge problems I had with Breath of the Wild, was the complete and utter lack of any character from our main fucking protagonist. I mean, Zelda had more character, which is cool, but they didn't explore it enough, and they gave... Link had no character! Like, even less character than Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks. It's just embarrassing.
I knew Oogie Boogie was behind this.
Really frustrating. I made a whole 20-minute video about it, that's how frustrating it was. I don't want to fall down. I hate falling off this place.
See ya.
Seriously, you cannot even fathom how much I hate falling off this place. I have not played Planet Robobot because, man, if you want to talk about a series that's repetitive, talk about the Kirby series. I adore Kirby, but god damn are his games repetitive. It just, every single Kirby game is the exact same thing. And I mean that literally, it's the exact same thing. Maybe give or take a gimmick or two, like Triple Deluxe had that whole, like, Mega Fruit thing or whatever, but it's literally the same thing. They tried to zhuzh it up a little bit with Canvas Curse, but it's still the same thing, you're just rolling around. That's the only difference. I do love Canvas Curse, by the way. I played the absolute shit out of that game. Don't fall!
Thunder.
Bye.
See ya.
I don't, what? 9-2 rumors? How could you make a 9-2? If you're referring to the Sackman movie. then that would be an interesting concept for a sequel. I'd like to see them pull that off. How about instead of making a sequel, they make a new movie? You know, one that's not a sequel. Man, if life goes the way that I would like it to, which there's a good indication that it won't, but let's just say it did. If I managed to get my hands on a lot of money, I would love to make a foundation where it would just invest in people's ideas, and that's it. If you have a good idea, and you have the passion and drive to make it work, and you have everything, you know, sorted out, you got a good idea in your brain, then it would be invested in. Maybe not necessarily monetarily, but with people or resources or something, but anything. Anything to get people's ideas out there. Oh, don't fall!
Heal. Fire. 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 Heal. Heal.
Man, I like the Halloween town in Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot better than this, at least at no point in that level. Do you feel like if you fall, you gotta start all over again?
Come on. See ya. Thunder. Heal. Fire.
I guess I can't get in there. My lack of growth? I'm pretty happy with the amount of growth I have. I mean, you know, it's not... I don't produce pandering garbage for 12-year-olds, or at least I try not to. So I'm not gonna blow up anytime soon, but I do my best. You know, and the people who watch my stuff, they're valued more so than they probably realize. So, don't fall! Fuck. I'm happy to have every single sub that I have. I don't take it for granted. Or I try not to. I do my best. Because, you know, with YouTube, nothing is certain. You can wake up one day and all your subs are gone. Your channel's gone. All your videos are demonetized. You know, with YouTube, every single day is a new surprise. Usually a bad one. Yeah, the adpocalypse is... people are really starting to feel it now. I mean, it was bad in April and some of May, but people are really, really starting to feel the adpocalypse now. And also, beating up children. Gotta love it. I mean, sure, these guys are little shits, but come on, they're children and you're wailing on them with a keyblade that probably weighs like 80 pounds. My keyblade weighs like... okay, it weighs maybe about 15 pounds, but still. Did you stop jumping around? Okay, now I have no qualms about beating you up. He said I surrender and you could still wail on him. sorry, let me just see that. If Rebel Taxi were to offer me a spot on the Pizza Party podcast, would I take it? I don't usually say no to a lot of stuff, to be honest. You know, because if someone considered me enough to give me an opportunity, it would be rude of me to say no. The only time I would say no is when I could see absolutely no benefit in doing it for myself. You know, like, let's say someone with dog shit content and 6 subscribers came to me and was like, hey, you want a collab? And they don't realize that doing collabs takes, you know, it's a lot of work. It takes a long time. So, if there's no benefit for it for me. But most things I'll say yes to, you know. Just because I have some subscribers doesn't mean I'm some sort of nega god. In fact, I got an email yesterday, 2 days? Yeah, 2 days ago, from someone who was like, hey, we want to sell your merchandise on our website. And it's like, oh, shit, I'm already doing that on Redbubble. So, but, you know, I didn't say no to them, I just said, if it turns out that Redbubble doesn't work, I'll consider you guys. You should never burn your bridges. Because you never know what bridge you're gonna need in the future. Especially if everything around you's burning. If you lived near me, maybe, I don't know. Fortunately, I'm not- unfortunately is what I meant to say, I'm not much of a traveler, so I don't think I could travel to go to a birthday party, but, you know. It's not to say the option's open. Is not open. This is the part of the level that I can never remember what to do. It's like, do I think you're supposed to open that curtain in there, but I genuinely can't remember. And oh right, what? Puppies! Stop chewing on the furniture! I'm just gonna say that every single time I get a puppy now. And if you don't get the reference, well, then I hate you. What would I do if I had 1 million subs? Oh, well, I would keep doing the same thing that I always do. Just continue to make stuff. I don't think having 1 million subs would change me that much. The only thing that I could foresee changing would be a rise in the content quality. Maybe not, like, opinion-based, but just, like, a better camera, better lighting equipment, maybe buy a place where I can film instead of filming in my room. You know, something like that. Just a place that has better acoustics. You know, so a rise in production quality, but other than that, I don't think much else would change. I don't think having 1 sub or 1 million subs changes how I feel about stuff. You know. But I don't know. I couldn't say for sure. You know, I didn't think I would ever get to 10,000 subs, and things honestly haven't changed that much. So, yeah, who's to say? Although, I don't think I'll ever get to 1 million subs. And I'm not saying that to be self-deprecating, just being realistic. What you read was a troll comment by the looks of it. God, I can't remember what to do in this spot. I always forget. I've played this game like 6 times, comparatively to my like 100 Kingdom Hearts 2 playthroughs. And I can never remember. Ooh, the camera's going nuts. Oh yeah. It's like in every anime series you ever watch when they drink beer, and then they always go. I know you have to pull this curtain aside, but I do not remember how. I'll never find the. Oh, I guess I don't pull it. I distinctly remember pulling that curtain. Why do I remember that? If it's the green door. Why you gotta confuse me, game? Actually, the thing about the Pizza Party podcast is that while I would appreciate an offer from it, I don't know if I'd ask to be on it necessarily, because it seems like Rebel Taxi only really offers it to his friends, and I am not his friend. So, yeah. So if he offered it to me, of course I would say yes, but if he didn't offer it to me, I think it would be rude of me to ask. Basically, I'm kind of past that point in my life now where I'm a scrubber. I am now the scrub-E, because I do not want to be a scrubber anymore.
You want it? Well then come on over and get it! Ah!
I guess you could say he's got heartburn.
Now,
Oh boy.
let's see if I can get their attention. Oh, hi, boys! This is it? Nobody disrespects me! Nobody!
Oh shit. I wasn't ready, man. It sounds like he's saying porn, baby. Oh, baby. He's a giant talking pillowcase. Whoa. Come on, game, why you gotta be like that? Mom, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There we go.
Come on. This should help.
Come on, baby. Bah. This reminds me of Shadow Temple. With that room with the giant spinning blade that's invisible. Also, yeah, like, whoa, whoa, what is the song? Why can't I remember the Oogie Boogie song? Come on, I should know this. 'Cause I'm the boogie. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, it's not coming to mind. Hey, bitch. Rick and Morty did take a week off last week because of Labor Day weekend, so I guess they just didn't want to do it on Labor Day. I don't know why, but yeah, so it's gonna be tomorrow. Apparently they're gonna save Atlantis or something, which coincidentally looks like that's what the new My Little Pony movie is about, which I am also going to see. Oh yeah, baby. Hey, stat holidays are great. You don't have to go to work. And if you do have to go to work and you're working a part-time job, then you get time and a half, which is great. Why does he turn into the house? Like, I don't understand why he turns into the house. My favorite Disney movie is Wreck-It Ralph, with Hunchback of Notre Dame as a close second, although I always have to add an addendum to that by saying, except for the gargoyles. So it's Hunchback of Notre Dame, except for the gargoyles, whom I hate. Oh, come on, are you... I slipped through like the tiniest hole. Are you serious? Game, why you gotta do me like this? And also, yes, phrasing. Just get up there, you son of a bitch. Fuck me! Twice. Twice through the same hole. What time is it? Oh, it's just after 8. Great, great, great. Isn't 8 great?
Come on. Heal.
Yeah, exactly.
This should help.
Damn it. Just stay up there.
Heal. Heal. Come on. Heal. Heal. This should help.
Stop falling through the holes! Okay, there. Now we can move on with our lives. If the camera would stop spazzing out.
Come on.
Ugh. There we go.
Come on.
This house is not on Haunted Hill anymore. Why did I start showing the chat in the live stream? Because I was replying to a lot of messages that sometimes had absolutely no context whatsoever, and I just thought it would be better to show the chat so people could understand what I was replying to, so I didn't look like a crazy person. I mean, I am a crazy person, but, you know, that way at least I didn't look like one. What movie director do I like but nobody else does? I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, I can't really think of anybody.
Sally, why didn't I listen to
I'm
you?
glad they recast her in the
Don't
second
feel
game.
bad, Jack. We'll come up with another plan for Halloween. Next time, we'll do it together.
Speaking of scrubbers, well, I mean, we were speaking about scrubbers earlier, but somebody is scrubbing me really hard, and it's kind of annoying. I don't like being scrubbed. Oh, that's what I need. I can hear Sensei snoring. What software do I use to stream? I use XSplit Broadcaster with an Elgato HD capture card. Scrubbing is the vernacular that I'm not sure if I created it necessarily. I'd like to say I did, but I don't want to be that guy who always thinks they create stuff, but I think I created the vernacular where scrubbing, so there's a scrubber and then there's being scrubbed. Now, scrubber is someone who is usually a small channel, like really small channel, who goes to large channels and tries to basically leech subscribers off of them by collabing with them. Now, scrubbing is necessary to get a foothold on your channel, for sure, but there's a good way to scrub and there's a bad way to scrub, and now being scrubbed is the larger channel who basically is the recipient of the scrubbing. So right now I'm being scrubbed by a guy who has like 7 subs, and he's extremely obnoxious. Even though I've said no repeatedly to him, he still keeps asking for it. Now, I admire his tenacity, but there's, like I said earlier, there's absolutely no incentive for me to do this, so why would I say yes? But yeah, unfortunately, if you ever start a YouTube channel, scrubbing is sort of unnecessary. It's just... You gotta start at the bottom, so you gotta scrub those floors, and the floors are on the bottom, so... Yeah. It's kind of nice to be scrubbed once you get to a certain point, but it can be annoying, especially if you have to turn a lot of people down because they just don't get the hint that you don't want to work with them. So, for me personally, I don't care how many subscribers you have as long as you make good content. You could have 2 subs, but if you make good content, I will totally work with you. I don't care. But if you have, even if you have 1 million subs and you make garbage content, I would say no, fuck you, I'm not working with you. So, there it is. Yeah. So it's nice to be scrubbed for once instead of being the scrubber, but still. Whoops, no, I don't want to. I do not want. I do get it. The highest grossing horror movie of all time is It. Well, good for it. I mean that literally too. I don't care, but that's great for it. I think it's just feeding in, yeah, like people, they want to prove that they're not afraid of clowns anymore or something, so everyone's going to see them, I'm not afraid of clowns. It's like, good for you. Awesome. We're all proud of you. Yes, puns. Exactly. My dad would be proud of my punmanship. Oh my god, that was a pun too! Holy fuck, I did not mean that to be a pun, and it just came out as one. Ain't that fun? I think he would be proud. My dad was the pun master. I know everyone's dad is the pun master, but my dad was like the supreme pun master. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those clown scares were just, they were viral marketing for the It movie. That's all they were. They weren't anything legit. They were it, not legit. Was there a giant spider at the end of the It movie? Because if there was, that's pretty funny. Thoughts on the human condition? How so? Like, what sort of thoughts do you think I should think? Like, what do you mean exactly? Do you mean, like, what is it to be human? Because that's a conversation that could go on forever. And also, I'm probably not the best person to ask either about thoughts on the human condition, because I strived for a very long time to be not human, because humans are weak and I do not like being weak. So, yeah. Oh, just stop already. I've had enough of shooting identical blobs. Yeah, it's neat that Samurai Jack's getting a Blu-ray box set. I don't know if I'll get it, necessarily, because I have a Blu-ray player in my PS3, but I don't really use it that much. So, I don't know if I'd get it, but that is great. Now, if only they'd released Gravity Falls on Blu-ray. Is it on Blu-ray? I have not seen it on Blu-ray. Oh, it's everybody's favorite level in the world! I mean, this one has considerably less singing in it, but still. How and when will humans eventually burn out? Well, that's not something I could really say. I mean, all I could do is just postulate on it, but never, you know, be specific about it. Pretty sure humans will write their own downfall, and that'll be that, and the universe won't even notice. I take the same stance on humanity as a whole, the same way that Dr. Manhattan does, in that we give ourselves importance because we're the only things we've ever known, but in the grand scheme of things, we're so insignificant that the only thing that's important to us is what we internalize, and nobody else cares about that. Except us. So once we're gone, our significance will be gone forever, and that'll be that. And that's okay, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. I don't consider the loss of humanity as a great loss in the grand scheme of things.
Wait, slow down.
It's just...
Don't leave me behind.
It's just the way it is.
Oh, relax, Sebastian. They don't look like one of them. Right, Flounder?
I don't know. There's something weird about them.
What do you mean?
They do seem a little different. Where are you from?
We're from kind of far away. And we're not really used to these waters,
It's Kevin Michael Richardson, doing a Jamaican accent.
Aw,
And we love him for
I
it.
see. In that case, Sebastian can show you how we swim around here.
Ariel, King Triton will not like this.
The thing about
Worry.
Atlantica is that I actually hate this level way more than the singing one. Because the singing one, it's dumb, but at least it goes by in like maybe 20 minutes or so. This just takes forever because you don't have any of your moves and you have to fight in much more three-dimensional space. It's just annoying. Also that music. Under the Sea is a good song, like, once. I swear to God, if Atlantica is in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm gonna bust a nut. Probably both the nuts. I mean, there's no more songs to sing. We've explored the world. Why would you bother? Well, okay, contradictory to my meaning of life, how? When I say, so, I don't think there's any, like, actual meaning to life. I'm just saying, the meaning of life is what you make of it. It's what gives your life meaning. You know, what you strive for gives your life meaning, but that doesn't mean life has a meaning. And in the same way, I don't think humanity is any great, you know, humanity is not any sort of great achievement. I think that there's much greater things out there.
Sebastian!
We're just sort of the way we are. So any meaning, any like specialness or importance that we give ourselves is all internalized, and that's fine because that's the only way we can think. And that's okay. It doesn't bother me. One of the most mistreated cartoons would have to be Wander Over Yonder. Man, do I despise the way Disney treated that show. So rude. That's okay, it's not a problem, don't worry about it. But yeah, when I talk about these like highly existential themes, I don't know anything. I'm not saying I know anything. All I can say is how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe there is some grand meaning to life, I don't know, but based on what I've seen in life, I can't say that there is. Or I can't say that I've seen any. Let's set up the tent underwater and have a nice sleep. I still don't know why there's tents and cottages in this game. It's not a turn-based RPG, it doesn't make any sense. How do mermaids bang? But they don't bang. That's the thing. Banging is something mammals do, and mermaids and mermen are not mammals. They're fish. So it's like in Futurama. A mermaid would lay her eggs, and then a merman would fertilize them the way fish do. They wouldn't bang. There's no banging involved. Fire! Underwater! What is this, SpongeBob? These people obviously have no idea about the physical limitations of life underwater. Well, might as well throw these in the fire. If Kingdom Hearts didn't have Disney, well, it wouldn't have much to it then. Disney is part of its identity. That's why I hate when people say that it's Final Fantasy X Kingdom or X Disney. It does have Final Fantasy elements in it, but Kingdom Hearts is its own thing. It just has a Disney side to it. You know, like the characters. It's not about the Final Fantasy characters. It's not like Ikagi Street. Ikagi Street? Where it does have Final Fantasy characters, or Dissidia, or anything like that. It's not about them. It's about Sora and Riku and Kairi, and Terra and Aqua, and Ven, and Xehanort, and Donald and Goofy. Basically anybody but the Final Fantasy characters. Terry Bolts. You know what? I love Justin Roiland as a voice actor. I love him as a writer. I think he's great. One of my favorite content creators. But I don't know if he's a good singer necessarily. He's alright. I mean, he knows how to stay on key, which is great. But, like, I don't know. He's alright. Maybe, I guess. And who am I to criticize somebody's singing? I'm no hot shit when it comes to singing. Don't! I said don't! Ugh.
Come on! Thunder!
Well, thank you. Lots of people say my singing is good, I just have a low opinion of it. Because, fortunately, I'm confident in many things, but I am not confident in my singing. You can blame long-standing negative reinforcement on that. Oh right, now I remember. It's hard trying to remember what special Heartless do what. And what you gotta do to them. Get in there! Thank you. Well, I'm sorry, but you can't undo 20 years of negative reinforcement just, you know, with one comment. People have said to me that they like my singing over and over and over again, but unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. I appreciate it, but when someone has been telling you your entire life that you have a shit singing voice, it's hard to get over it. Especially when every time you try to, you know, get over it, something comes along and it makes you embarrass yourself. So, yeah. I mean, it's not like I haven't sung in public before. I've entered contests and stuff, and I love to sing. But I've never won a singing contest before. I think maybe that would be good for me if I actually won a singing contest for once in my life. Closest I've ever gotten was third place. Tied for third. Oh well, whatever. Yes, it was my older brother who, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he hates singing. And every time I would start to sing, he would always, like, really, to try and get my attention, he would always go like, ugh, or leave the room, or be like, would you shut up, or something like that. And it was just, it was rude, and after a while it was like, well, maybe it's not that he hates singing, maybe it's that he hates my singing. And he never said no, you know, he never did anything to try and, you know, subvert that feeling, so I just kind of internalized it, and that's the way it is. What's my least favorite Disney song? I don't know, the ones that I don't like, I just don't think about, so I don't know. Actually, my older brother is great. I adore him. He's one of my best friends. He just is kind of a shitty motivator. He's just, you know, he's a bit shitty when it comes to, you know, building people up. He would prefer to knock people down. But I love him. He's my best friend. And I miss him a lot. No, he's not dead or anything, he just doesn't live with me anymore. So, and I miss him every single day that he's been gone. But anyway, let's not turn this stream into a big old downer. Let's continue not being downer. Nobody likes a Debbie Downer.
Come on! Come on!
What's my favorite Kingdom Hearts game? 2. Birth by Sleep is a close second, but 2 is... Not only did it have a significant impact on my character, like, as a person, but also I think they really got it right. Like, everything about Kingdom Hearts, well, most everything, is right to me. They perfected the combat, they evolved the story, they had significant character development. It's great, they didn't try to bullshit around too much, it was just this, but better. Which is great. That's what any good sequel should be. It should be what it was originally, but better. Instead of doing the same thing over again, or implementing a bunch of shitty gimmicks.
That was too close.
I pre-ordered Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm excited to play it.
As long as I have my trident, I will not tolerate those creatures inside this palace.
I'm not looking forward to properly proportioned humans next to Mario, though. It'll look weird.
Daddy?
I mean, that's what they did in Mario's Missing,
Ariel,
and it looked weird.
When will you listen? It's dangerous out there. Strange creatures lurk outside.
Behold, you swim before the ruler of the seas, His Majesty King Triton.
And who are they?
They helped us fight off those creatures.
They don't look familiar.
We're from an ocean very far away.
Yup, we came to find the keyhole.
The what?
What's that?
It's Ariel's pussy.
There's no
She's
such
really
thing,
hot.
certainly not here.
But Daddy...
Ariel, not another word. You are not to leave the palace. Is that clear?
Daddy doesn't understand me. He never understands. Why can't he just let me be who I am inside?
Perhaps I'm being too strict. I'm just concerned for her safety.
Of course, Your Majesty. But I must admit, now I'm quite curious about this keyhole.
That need not concern you, Sebastian. Have you anything to report?
Just as you suspected, Your Majesty, they seem to be coming from Ursula's grotto.
I knew it. That sea witch is up to no good again. A sea exile.
How
from
about
the
death,
palace
then?
is
Maybe that would
worth
teach her a
nothing.
lesson.
Yes,
See
she
you
poses
later.
serious danger.
And I told you
my
to keep
sneezy
Ariel
little sensei.
away from such danger, did I not?
Your Majesty, please,
Ooh, my little boy. So very. Who's your boy? He's actually staying. That's so adorable. Usually gets all salty when I try to snuggle with him, and then he goes away. He's actually staying. He's my sweet little sensei. I love him. He's so super furry.
This should help. Come on.
Would I get another cat? Unfortunately, I can't get another cat while I live here. My landlord has limited me to 3 cats. And I can't afford another cat right now, to be honest. 3 cats is plenty because I buy them high quality food. Because I don't want them eating disgusting Whiskas. Like, ugh. No wonder my previous cats had health problems, because all they ate was Whiskas, because that's all my mom could afford. So I get them nice high quality food with lots of protein in it so that their coats are glossy and they're full of energy and happy and healthy little furs. But no, buying it's already very expensive to buy all that food, so no. I think 3 cats is good. don't care what Daddy said. I'm gonna dance on that pole and it doesn't matter what Daddy says. Okay.
Heal.
You cool, my little boy. Sort of fuzzy. You know, Flounder always reminded me of Freddy Fish. I used to play Freddy Fish all the time. Was it like, the one Freddy Fish game I played the most was the one about the kelp garden, I think. I think that was it.
Those impudent fools will never find the keyhole. But the girl could prove useful, and I've got the heartless on my side. Triton, my old friend, your day is coming.
Wait, what? So I never got Theta doesn't have the power to possess people. I mean, technically speaking, if his physical body were to die, and his, just like with me, if his powers were manifested in the physical plane, then technically those could possess people, but Theta doesn't possess people. No, he wouldn't want to anyway. As much as Theta does not like people or the world in general, he doesn't want anyone else to be like him. He thinks it's a terrible burden, and he's right. He's right to think that. Hello, hello. Have I read any Dan Brown books? No. Where are you going, you stupid dolphin? Where are you going? Well, that was fun. My favorite toys? Oh, you know what, actually? One of my favorite toys when I was a kid was like those sort of wooden train sets where you could put the tracks together and build a big train, like a big train set. My favorite part was when they had the water tank, and then you could actually like pull the part down and pretend you were draining water into the train. That was great. I fucking loved those train sets. Actually, the bookstore I used to go to had a big ass train set that you could play with, and my mom used to do paperwork there, and we would go and play in the bookstore and just play with the trains for hours, my brother and I, and that was fun. But I didn't really have a favorite toy other than that, like a toy brand or anything, because we couldn't really afford to be brand loyal when I was a kid, so basically I just played with anything. My imagination was good enough, so I would have toys from just anything, and I would make stories with them. Big epic adventures, and when I started sending them to music, that was great. I still remember some of the adventures I had, too. Some of those adventures were pretty dumb, but, you know, for a kid. Yeah, I didn't really have many friends when I was a kid, so I spent most of my time playing in my room, making adventures and stories and shit. It's too bad I didn't realize it back then, but I was always destined to be a storyteller. That's my favorite thing on this earth to do, is tell stories. What sea creature would I want to be? I'd want to be an octopus. Those things are smart and they can like squeeze through tiny, tiny holes. They got big schnozzes and they're great. Octopi are great. Guys. Well, they're not so little, but you know what I mean. Oh, damn it. Bunch of free shit.
Heal. Come on.
Yeah, octopi are great. Basically, if I was to be a sea creature, I would want to be an apex predator, but I wouldn't want to be a jerk, like a shark or an orca whale. That's why octopi are cool. They're more on the apex side of predation, but they're not like sharks or orca whales. They're not jerks. They're smart. I could be a saltopus. Ooh, I'm just on fire today. Where's that dolphin, damn it? Huh, I never really noticed, but that dolphin looks pissed. Yeah, the Mini Mondays is gonna be BoJack Season 4. Like, that's not a secret, it's definitely gonna be that. Ooh, God, the camera angles. What is this, Resident Evil? Oh no, speaking of shark jerks. Gee Willikers, it reminds you of something? Jeez, I wonder what that could be. I like how you're just wailing on a shark. Like, it's just a regular shark. Maybe it's an evil shark, but still. I'm surprised PETA isn't all over this game. Save the computer sharks! They're people too.
Thunder!
Man, I hate PETA. I mean, I respect their attempt to try and help animals, but the way they go about it is so back-ass and so ridiculous that it just makes me despise them.
Heal!
Instead of having meaningful discussions, they're more content to just blow things up and you know, be dicks to everyone who doesn't think the way they do. I mean, I would call them, in a sense, I would call them a terrorist group. Also, it's not like PETA doesn't euthanize animals either. I mean, they do, so what are they standing for if they are doing the exact same thing that they're standing against? Makes no sense, Sensei. You're the ultimate man of sense. Does that make sense? It does not. Sensei says it makes no sense. Aw. So lonely. What are you doing? Little boy? Yeah, exactly. I haven't listened to the entire Terry Gold song, but I heard the portion that was in the Rick and Morty episode that was like shoehorned in there. That's one thing I kind of resented about that episode. I really, really like Rest and Relaxation, but that part just felt like, oh, here's our song. Listen to the song. It's like, great, just really cool. People will basically do anything you say because Rick and Morty is like the one show people watch. They're like, oh, I'm such a huge fan of cartoons. Oh yeah? What cartoons do you watch? Oh, Rick and Morty. It's like, well, duh, because it's a good show and a good cartoon. I'm not trying to be hipstery or anything, but it's like, you know, you can like other cartoons other than the mainstream ones. But it's like Rick and Morty is so mimetic and so mainstream that it's like, well, duh, of course you like Rick and Morty. It's like saying the sky is blue. Sensei's right in front of me. He's sitting right here. He's bumbling around like a little boy. He is right here. Say hi, Sensei. He's not much of a talker. Unless he gets trapped somewhere, then he's like, wow. Yes. What a Sensei.
Ariel, you've disobeyed me again.
Don't.
I told you not to
I hate
leave
you,
the
Daddy.
palace.
I'm gonna go strip. She's already not wearing a shirt.
Daddy, no!
Do I have an Instagram? No, I'm not a 16-year-old girl.
How could you?
Huh? Whoa, Sensei, don't do that.
Young
Don't
man,
do that,
you're
please.
not from
Appreciate it.
another ocean.
Please and thank you,
You're
do not
from
do that.
another world,
Sensei.
aren't you?
Huh?
Then you must be the key bearer.
How did you know?
No.
Fool, Ariel,
Look at
but
your
you
face.
can't
I said
fool
no.
me. You don't know your dorsal fin from your tail. As the key bearer, you must always know one must not meddle in the affairs of other worlds.
Of course I know that, but
You have violated this principle. The key bearer shatters peace and brings ruin.
Oh, Sora's not like that.
I thank you for saving my daughter, but there is no room in my ocean
Do I
for
have
you
DE?
or your key.
What is DE? I don't know what that is. Did they talk in the movie? I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched it. Flotsam and Jetsam.
The poor child suffers such deep sorrow. What a pity. If only there was something we could do. Wait, maybe she can be of some help. Yes.
I see you looking at it, Sensei. You squanchy little boy.
Who are you talking about?
Look at your face.
Oh,
Face.
surely help you. She'd make all your dreams come true.
No.
Person can help.
You called, my dear?
You're Ursula. Well, I was just wondering if...
It's all right. Helping others is what I live for. Let me guess. You wish to see other worlds. That shouldn't be too hard. After all, your new friends came from another world.
What?
But they had special help. That mysterious key.
Those luscious sea cups.
Now, cheer up, sweetie. You have something special, too.
Huh?
Now listen carefully.
Come on!
Do I want Tux toy? I don't know what that is. Sensei, I see you stretching there like a little sausage. Do I have to walk you out? Okay, that's fine. You just sit there, that's fine. Hey! No! Okay, you're going out. You better remain sneaky little sensei. Apologies for that. He likes to sneak in and play with the wires. Yeah, I think it's something like you have to put on Aeroga and like have all the combos and just wail on it. No pun intended. Do I think that Eagle Morty will be in season 3? I hope so. It would be really nice for them to get some payoff for that story. See, this is where BoJack Horseman excels, but Rick and Morty doesn't. It's like, BoJack Horseman can get super dark and super disturbing, but they don't have to announce that they're doing it. And that's the problem with Rick and Morty, is that it's like, I kind of feel like they sort of, I don't know, like, not have their head up their asses necessarily, but it's like they always have to say they're doing something instead of just doing it. You know, like they have to say they're being memey, they have to say they're being tropey or something like that. They say they're being dark, but if you just do it instead of announcing it, it makes it better. It's like, it's the problem with the tone is that they can't decide if they want to commit to being serious or not, and it's kind of annoying. Which isn't to say I don't love Rick and Morty. I adore Rick and Morty. But that's what I'm saying, is that BoJack Horseman, that's what sets it slightly ahead of Rick and Morty in my eyes, is that it takes itself seriously, but it can still be funny, whereas, like I said in my review of Rick and Morty, I think it still applies. It's like they're embarrassed that they can be really, that they can have this really engaging story and multifaceted characters. They just have to be like, oh, look at us for being all ironic and everything. It's like, well, no, why don't you just do it instead of being ironic about it? Why would he leave his all-powerful trident just floating there with no security? Like, what is he, a fucking idiot?
Now, my dear, if you can take me there without
that would be like leaving the nuclear launch codes just sitting on the lunchroom table.
You get to these other worlds you long for.
What do you think are the most annoying and rude fan bases? Ooh, the Steven Universe one definitely comes to mind. Probably the most aggravating I've seen. So aggravating that it actually turned me off the show entirely. Because, not just because of the fan base itself, but because the creators of the show started putting the priorities of the fan base over creating a good, consistent show. That really pisses me off. But the Five Nights at Freddy's fan base is pretty annoying too. The Undertale fanbase was quite annoying for a while. But they sort of died down. Sonic, I think I said that. Did I say that? Sonic is pretty annoying as well, but eh. I don't think the My Little Pony fanbase is that annoying. Just desperate.
The trident is mine at last, and I couldn't have done it without your help, my dear.
Ursula, no! I didn't want this!
Why not? Aren't you tired of following your dear daddy's orders? Yes.
Sounds like Lois
We
Griffin.
had a deal, didn't we? Time for a little journey to the dark world of the Heartless.
We cannot find the keyhole. The keyhole is not here.
What?
Look at this crown clip through the chair.
Company. I'm afraid you're a little late, handsome.
Daddy!
The trident. We must get it back.
Come on, let's go.
Wait. I'm going with you. My father is hurt and it's all my fault. I have to stop Ursula.
That's right. I'm right behind you, Ariel.
I'm probably not going to review Battle from Uni on its own. I'll probably just review the full season once it's done. So much back and forthing. Well, in the Kingdom Hearts games, nothing's much of a city because that would require rendering extra assets, and God forbid they do that. Well, this is one of the most boring worlds in any Kingdom Hearts game, so I can understand if watching this isn't very interesting, but yeah, I can see how. Like, next to Deep Jungle, this is probably the most boring level in the game. Just because it's only like 5 screens, and it's the same goddamn stuff over and over and over again. What time is it in Canada? It is 9:18 p.m. Yeah, I think you can't do it without Iroga. Like, you need the one that actually attacks. Attack and protect. What acclaimed franchise can I not get into? Well, there's a lot of them. I don't know, I can't think of any specifically. I'm sure there is one, but I'm not thinking of any at the moment. I mean, I would say Call of Duty, but I was super into Modern Warfare 2, so I can't say that. And I'd say Battlefield, but I was really into Battlefield Bad Company 2 for a brief time when I was like 15, so I don't think I could say that either. Halo, yeah, I'm not into the Halo games. Well, I mean, I played a shitload of Halo 3 ODST for the achievements. Same with Halo 3. I had my friend at school get most of the achievements for me. Because at that time, he wanted to fuck me really bad, and I kind of just sort of ran with that so he could get me achievements. You might say that was manipulating him, but he wanted to fuck me. Even though I emphatically said no to him. So, take that for what you will. I think Dan Vs. would have worked best if it was aired as an actual adult show. You can tell that it's being held back. It's the same thing as Invader Zim. It's being desperately held back from being what it wants to be, and I find that sad. Especially considering it was originally pitched to Adult Swim. why do I hate Americans? I never said I hate Americans. I hate Americans' racism and xenophobia and their gluttony and their greed and mostly their racism. But that's not to say Canadians aren't racist too. I mean, Canadians are absolutely racist. But America seems to be proud of how racist it is and also extremely embarrassed of how racist it is. Like, it can't make up its damn mind. But it's not like I don't know every single American, so how could I possibly hate Americans? I just don't like some of the things that Americans do. I hate that Americans don't hold doors open for people. I mean, that just seems like that would be a natural thing to do. If someone's coming to the door, you hold the flippin' door open for them. I hate that Americans see Canadians as negative because we're polite and we treat each other with respect. And besides, we're not universally polite. Some of the rudest people I've ever met are Canadian. We're almost done with this level, folks. If Invader Zim aired on MTV or Comedy Central, it could have been more of the show it clearly wanted to be, but who's to say? Maybe it would have been worse. Yeah, I think Invader Zim became popular because it was sort of a right place, wrong, or right time, wrong place kind of thing. Look, they're from the movie. And they're creepy too. Yeah, you can't run because you're underwater.
Your time has come!
Man, her laugh was annoying. Can't even get a good shot in on her. I was just going for an elixir. Fuck.
See ya. Fire. Heal.
Where is she? Where'd she go?
Come on.
Shit.
This should help. Thunder.
Oh, what? I had like 75% health. Oh my god. How many times do I have to bitch about this until it stops becoming a problem? Oh, look how much fucking health I had. Still not exactly sure what triggers the cauldron to explode like that. Wait, what? Are you fucking serious? This is insane. I have like 60% health. Why is she killing me? Oh, now I'm getting pissed. It's like I've gone through this whole stream without getting pissed. Now I'm starting to get really pissed. Where is she? Oh, the camera in this room's atrocious. Oh, she's dead. Okay, what? Just noticed my camera's off.
You'll pay for this.
I think it's more. Okay. Thank you. That boss is very annoying. In fact, most of the bosses in this game are pretty annoying. It's nice that you're talking to Phantom Strider. He is very sweet. Ugh, he's got all these abilities I want to use. He ain't got no abilities. Oh, man, fuck.
Come on!
Man, I just want to be done with this world. It's so boring. I'm not gonna see Leap because it actually didn't get released in theaters here. Like, not recently. It got released in the US recently, but not Canada. So I might see it one day, but not, you know, not in theaters.
Pathetic fools! I rule the seas now! The sea and all its spoil is bound to my power! Not so fast! Get ready for this! Not very fast. Get ready for this!
Come on, I was healing! fuel. Ooh, artisan fuel.
Not very tasty. Get ready for this.
Wow, this boss fight's a clusterfuck. Why do I don't remember ever it being this annoying. Like, it's just a constant barrage of shit. Like, how are we supposed to dodge this shit? There's no guard move in water mode. There we go. But seriously, how are you supposed to dodge all that shit? Oh my. Ah, more songs. Yay! Makes this whole debacle sort of worth it. Stop doing that. Why did they have to make the mermaid kick and the rise button the same thing? Why you gotta do this?
Tell me, Sora, your world, what's it like?
All about that. Sorry for lying to you.
It's okay. Besides, if you can travel to other worlds, maybe I can too. So many places I want to see. I know I'll get there someday. I'll find a way, somehow. I'm sure of it.
Thanks for giving me
Well, if you find it, do me a favor and leave me out of it.
I don't remember how you get that treasure chest. I guess that would be it. There it is. Thanks for the orichalcum. My favorite Disney song of all time is God Help the Outcasts. Man, that's a good song. I love it because it's good even without the context of the movie, which to me is what makes a great musical song great, is that you can listen to it even without the game, or sorry, the thing itself. Alright, I'm gonna do the Pooh Bear stuff, and then I'm done for the night. Really? I'm sure there's been weirder ones. Like, yeah, like ones where the conversations just got super out of hand and people were role-playing as a bunch of weird shit. Very odd. I don't know what my least favorite Disney song is, because if I don't like a song, I don't remember it. thanks. You gave us a thing of yourself. Lovely. Not creepy at all. Did you move? Useless. God damn it. Shit, it said I didn't have any. Way to waste your money. Fuck it. They just explode. It's time for more Pooh Bear shenanigans. It's already there. This is new. I wonder why nobody learns how to spell properly in this world. They're in a book and they don't know how to spell properly. It's dumb, damn it. Stupid. Hate this game. What? Nothing's wrong with Winnie the Pooh, I was just joking. I have no qualms with Winnie the Pooh. Selfish piece of shit. He just goes around eating everybody else's food. Like, imagine if you just went over to a friend's house and you just open up their fridge and just start eating all their food. And the friend comes in and is like, please don't do that. And then you just continue eating all the food. It's like, don't do that. It's rude. Sleepy? Yeah, the caffeine's starting to wear off. So, I'm getting a bit tired. Now let's pull out all of Rabbit's food so he'll starve to death. Why does everyone hate Rabbit so much? And steal all his food? Ugh. Wow, this is tedious. It's just potions anyway, but gotta do it. Gotta get it done. Of course I found a job. I'd be homeless if I didn't find a job. That's why my upload schedule has been so inconsistent lately, is because I had to put more hours into my job if I didn't want to, you know, lose a job and lose my house. So yes, I do have a job, and it's a nice job. It's nice and cozy, with some nice coworkers. Well, I'm not going to tell you where I work, but yeah. Stick your finger down his throat and make him throw up all the honey he ate. Oops. Shit. What a jerk! Like, why does everybody hate Rabbit so much? They have no respect for his property. T-I-double-G-R.
Hey there! Name's Tigger! T-I-double-G-R. That spells Tigger. Well now, I don't think I've ever seen you before.
Hello, Tigger. You've just bounced
I had
my
a
new
cat
friend,
named Tigger.
Sora.
Hey, Pooh. Say, you're looking mighty uncomfy today. Is that some new exercise? Why, bouncing around is a lot more fun.
Because I have epilepsy.
Bounce around so much, Tigger.
Why? Because bouncing's what Tiggers do best. Speaking of which, my bouncing spot has gone and disappeared. So for now, this will be my new bouncing ground.
Just, owl, stop! Oh yeah, Yeah, the caffeine is definitely wearing off now. Like, yeah, Tigger just has no respect for personal property. Jeez, that scared me. Yay!
Oh, what's going on? Nobody keeps up with Tiggers. Maybe there's something wrong with my tail.
Phew, that was fast. And your bridge, we just...
Oh, bother. Oh, where am I? It's ever so dark in here. Well, it isn't so bad, I suppose. There is plenty of honey.
Great, just what I need. Alright, one more page. Oh, stream is frozen on my end. Is it working on your end? Oh no, it's Eeyore trying to kill himself. Lovely. What did I just hit? That was weird. My self-confidence, my happiness. Hello? Game? Could you please resume being a game? God damn it, Pooh. Where did Owl go? Come on. Let's just add a layer of tedium onto this. You piece of shit, come on. Ugh. Why was that necessary? Like, why couldn't it have just cut to this? Why did I have to make him follow me? I like how he doesn't know how to push his swing. Well, it smells like an ass's ass back here. Thanks for making me stick my face all up in it. Yay! Okay. No. That is gonna be all for today, because I need to have a shower. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, everyone. I know this was a long live stream, but it was nice to be able to actually do a long live stream. So yeah, next week we will be continuing Kingdom Hearts, assuming everything goes okay. So yeah, and thanks for watching. If you watched today's review with Robo Buddies, I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you Monday for Mini Mondays. Have a good night, guys.